Welcome to BlitzBiz. Let's begin with today's video. Something is happening to your money right now. Your electricity bill just went up. Your mortgage payment just went up. Your gas just went up. Your groceries just went up. And the worst part? The people who are supposed to explain it to you, the politicians, the economists, the news anchors, are either not telling the whole story or they're telling it in a language designed to confuse you. So let me do it differently. In the next 13 minutes, I'm going to tell you exactly what is happening to American money right now, what caused it, who benefits from it, and most importantly, what you can actually do about it. Because this isn't just abstract economics. This is your paycheck, your rent, your electricity bill that just jumped $110 this year. This is your life getting more expensive. And you deserve to understand exactly why. Let's start with the raw numbers, because the headlines keep burying them. Electricity bills. The average American electric bill went up $110 last year. That's a 6.4% increase. In more than half of all U.S. states, electricity prices have now outpaced overall inflation since 2019. And forecasters are warning this summer, which is expected to be hotter than average, will bring another sharp jump. Mortgage rates. They just hit their highest level since last July. The 30-year fixed rate is pushing back towards 7%. The median home price in America is $417,700, the 34th consecutive month of year-over-year price increases. For the first time in 3 years, American wages are no longer keeping up with inflation. Your raise almost certainly didn't cover your cost of living increase. Gas prices. Oil crossed $100 a barrel after the U.S.-Iran conflict. In some states, gas prices are at their highest level in months. And because gas feeds into the cost of everything, shipping, food, manufacturing, every price you pay has an oil price buried inside it. And the Federal Reserve, the body that controls interest rates in America, is now expected to raise rates again. Not cut. Raise. Because inflation is running at 6% in Q2 of 2026. This is not normal. This is a crisis. And it has very specific causes. To understand where we are, you need to understand the last 6 years. In 2020, COVID shut down the global economy. Governments, including the U.S., made a decision. They printed money to keep people afloat. The U.S. government injected roughly $5 trillion into the economy through stimulus checks, business loans, and expanded unemployment benefits. That was the right call in an emergency. But printing $5 trillion has consequences. When more dollars exist, but the same amount of goods exist, each dollar buys less. That's inflation. Then supply chains broke. Ships couldn't move. Factories closed. The goods Americans wanted to buy were stuck in ports around the world. Less supply, more money chasing it. Prices exploded. The Fed waited too long to respond. When they finally raised rates in 2022, they did it faster than any time in 40 years. That slowed inflation, but it also sent mortgage rates to 7% and froze the housing market, just as things were starting to stabilize. Oil prices spiked again. The U.S.-Iran conflict in early 2026 caused the temporary closure of key Middle East shipping lanes. Oil went above $100. And inflation, which had been cooling toward 3%, turned around and headed back up. Here we are. The result of 6 years of decisions, some good, some bad, some unavoidable, stacking on top of each other. And you're paying for all of them. Let's talk about mortgages specifically, because this is where millions of Americans are getting absolutely crushed right now. Here's a number that will make your stomach drop. The difference between getting a mortgage at 3%, which was possible in 2021, and getting a mortgage today at 7% on the median American home of $417,700 is $1,200 per month. Same house. Same price. $1,200 more per month. That's $14,400 per year. Extra. Just because of when you bought. And here's the trap that nobody is explaining. Millions of Americans bought homes in 2020 and 2021 when rates were at historic lows. They're locked in at 3%. They want to move for a new job, a bigger house, a different city. But if they sell, they have to give up their 3% mortgage and get a new one at 7%. So they stay. That means fewer homes for sale, which means prices stay high, which means first-time buyers are locked out. The housing market is frozen. And it's going to stay frozen until rates come down. When will rates come down? Wells Fargo's forecast says mortgage rates will stay near 6 to 7% through 2027. If you're waiting to buy, you may be waiting longer than you think. The electricity story has a villain that most people haven't heard of yet. It's called AI. Data centers, the massive facilities that power ChatGPT, Google AI, Amazon AWS, and every other AI tool you've been using, consume extraordinary amounts of electricity. The US grid was not built for this. Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and Meta are collectively building hundreds of new data centers across America right now. Every single one of them plugs into the same electrical grid that powers your home. The Department of Energy estimates that data center electricity demand in the U.S. will more than double by 2030. That increased demand means higher prices for everyone on the grid, including you. You are literally paying more for electricity because corporations are training AI models. Add to that the hotter summers from climate change, more air conditioning demand, more strain on the grid. And the picture gets worse. The Brookings Institution put it bluntly, without serious policy changes, electricity prices will continue to rise, and they will hurt working Americans the most. Your electric bill went up $110 last year. Expect it to go up again. Here's the part of this story that is genuinely infuriating. While you're paying more for everything, someone is getting richer. Oil companies. ExxonMobil posted $36 billion in profit in 2024. Chevron posted $17 billion. Shell $19 billion. When all prices go up, their profits go up, and you pay the difference at the pump. Banks. Every time the Federal Reserve raises interest rates, banks collect more money on every loan, every credit card, every mortgage. JP Morgan Chase made $58 billion in profit last year, partly because high interest rates are good for banks and bad for borrowers. Landlords. When people can't afford to buy homes because of high mortgage rates, they rent instead. More renters means landlords can charge more. Rents in major American cities are still near record highs. The stock market. The S&P 500 is near record levels right now, even as most Americans feel financially squeezed. The top 10% of Americans own 93% of all stocks. When the market goes up, the rich get richer. When inflation goes up, everyone gets poorer. This is not a conspiracy. It's just how the math works. Inflation transfers wealth from people who earn wages, which don't keep up with prices, to people who own assets, whose value rises with inflation. If you own a house, stocks, or a business, inflation is complicated but manageable. If you're renting, paying off debt, and living paycheck to paycheck, inflation is just expensive. Okay. Enough bad news. Let's talk about what you can actually do. 1. Lock in your energy costs where possible. Many utility companies offer budget billing, a flat monthly rate based on your average usage. It doesn't save you money long term, but it protects you from summer spikes. Call your utility company and ask about it. 2. If you have high interest debt, credit cards, personal loans, pay it down aggressively right now. If the Fed raises rates again, variable interest debt gets more expensive. Every dollar of credit card debt you carry is costing you more than it did 2 years ago. 3. If you're renting and thinking about buying, don't let panic drive the decision. Buying a house at the wrong price and the wrong rate because you're afraid of missing out is how people end up financially stuck for decades. Wait for a rate that makes sense for your income. 4. Check your subscriptions. Inflation has been used as cover by dozens of companies to raise subscription prices. Netflix, Spotify, Amazon Prime gym memberships. Go through every automatic charge and cut the ones you're not actively using. 5. Electricity. Smart thermostats, LED bulbs, running appliances at off-peak hours. These sound small, but on an annual basis, they compound. A $30 smart thermostat can save $150 per year. 6. And this is the most important one. Understand that inflation is partly a political choice. The decisions that cause this, stimulus spending, rate policy, energy policy, housing regulation, were made by people who were elected. If you want different outcomes, that starts with understanding the mechanism. America is being squeezed. Your electricity bill, your mortgage, your gas, your groceries. None of it is an accident. All of it has specific causes. And all of it has people who are benefiting while you pay more. The most powerful thing you can do is understand exactly what is happening and why. Because the alternative, just feeling like things are getting worse without understanding why, is exactly what the people who benefit from your confusion want. Subscribe to BlitzBiz for more real explanations of the systems and decisions that shape your financial life. New video every week. See you next time.